Man of the Year came out in 2006, ran 1 hour and 54 minutes, starring Robin Williams. After the ad read and after the open rolls, Tony from the Cracked Skull podcast will be here, and we will talk about this presidential election movie before tomorrow's presidential election. So I try not to be very controversial, but it's almost inevitable that the 2024 presidential election will come up since this movie is about presidential elections. Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment.
Almost impossible to find any whiskey that you can get that was whiskey of the year 2006.
I did not know that.
I was looking and looking and looking, and everything that they had, they wanted like over $1,000 for, and I'm like,
that's a big no thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so this movie came out in 2006, and when I think about media of the time, I just feel like the concept of
It was
digital
kinda
voting being manipulatable, well, it came up regularly. I'm sure it's because of the whole hanging Chad thing of the Al Gore and Bush era. But even when you get to the digital age, people were still very concerned, which, don't get me wrong, I think that's a reasonable thing to be concerned about.
It is. It really is. And it kind of highlighted if we don't verify everything when it comes to the digital stuff, one little misstep in the code can truly screw everything up.
Absolutely. Well, and the crazy thing is, even when somebody finds the problem, if you're unwilling to acknowledge that it exists, then it can still persist.
Well, yeah, and that's just how everything works.
Oh, for sure. And that was just something that stood out to me, though. Because, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed Jeff Goldblum's skeezy character, where he's like, oh, it's only a problem if people know it's a problem.
Yeah. How he was in it, I'm like, I kind of empathize a little bit with him on some things, because it's like, if people don't know, then it doesn't hurt them.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes a little white lie works out really well. Let's say, you and your significant other are expecting a child, and they go, do I look fat? No, baby, you are glowing.
Absolutely.
And, technically that's a lie.
Sure.
It's a white lie. It makes them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's a lie.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And like I said, the interesting thing was the Eleanor character, whatever.
Yeah, Laura Linney, I think is her name.
Thank you. Yeah, Laura Linney. Her diligence when it came to, and she wasn't even trying to be, an ass about it. She just wanted to be legit.
Well, and she wasn't even trying to go like, oh, I'm going to take everything down. It's just like, hey, this is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm bringing it up to you. This is already rolling out. We need to solve the issue before anything happens. And
I just think that's a really good employee. Yeah. If I had an employee who said, "Oh, this could be catastrophic," then I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like, I'm gonna go drug her and and trying to ruin her whole life and
Wait.
reputation.
How many different drugs were in her system that
A
they
lot.
said? Like
Oh my
barbiturates, cocaine, like,
It was ridiculous.
and it's like, wow, okay. No wonder she kind of had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah. It's funny. So, in my notes, I was like, "So are they trying to kill her?" And then when she shows up to work the next day, I was like, "Oh no, they're not killing her. They're just killing her reputation."
Yeah, it's like, why?
Oh
No,
I
no,
think-
like,
yeah,
if you're just trying to destroy her reputation, destroy her credibility, there's easier ways of doing it.
oh absolutely. But to me, that concept is representative of the rating of the movie, and the fact that it's not a super serious movie.
Yeah.
Since we're
Yeah.
since we're having like a Jon Stewart or that type of character that Robin Williams is playing, running for president, you can't really expect it to be
Super serious.
Super serious,
and,
yeah.
have that hard R.
oh exactly.
Now, if I remember correctly, did it get an R rating?
The movie.
Just because of language?
I don't know.
Or,
I don't know. I didn't document its rating, but with all of the talent in here, Lois Black, Robin Williams, I mean Christopher Walken,
oh yeah.
they could have. I guarantee they could have made an R-rated version
Oh,
if they
easily.
didn't release one.
Easily, if they could say all the jokes that they wanted to say.
yeah. I was blown away by Lois Black's delivery on so many occasions. Now, don't get me wrong. I already know that
Oh.
he's got it.
Oh yeah.
But he's just not somebody you see in a supporting role as much as maybe I would have expected. Because, like I said, he was just so good. Even when he's not in the scene, he's just saying lines in the background
Oh, yeah.
where it's like, oh man, that guy's good.
What was it? They were they were on the bus. They were going somewhere, and I think it was Robin Williams' character, Christopher Walken, was talking about trying to inject some humor into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you hear Louis Black's character in the background just going and going,
Oh yeah.
and like some of the delivery, you're like, wow.
I'm and it's crazy. So it took Christopher Walken having a health scare before Tom Dobbs, Robin Williams' character, got back into the groove of actually being the person who got him to the dance. That poignant comedy character. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but both of the people he was taking on were named after cereal.
Yeah, I
Kellogg's-
saw that. I was just like, Kellogg's and Mills.
Yeah,
Huh.
that popped me. I thought that was good.
President Kellogg.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made me wonder if cereal companies had a financial backing in this endeavor.
I don't know. Maybe they should have, the race car jackets.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun though. That was a really fun.
That was a
idea.
great diatribe that he had
Mm-hmm.
during that, and again, air quotes debate because.
Oh yeah, it was basically just stand up.
Oh yeah, the entire thing. A lot of this movie felt really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've heard it before.
Right.
From Robin Williams because, great comedic actor and great comedian, you roll with the jokes
Yeah, absolutely.
And in this, a lot of his jokes fit perfectly into this, and he delivered them in the ways that were just perfect for that scene.
Yeah. It's funny, so Norm Macdonald was saying, well, before he died, that is, that the reason Trump was so connecting with people is because he's just doing stand-up, he's commenting on what is happening, and that's what made the Tom Dobbs character so engaging, is that it was they weren't insults, they were just observations about
Oh yeah,
what's happening in the world or the
during
system maybe.
during the debate scene, he was even spouting off about, you're into green energy, the hydrogen cars,
Yes.
yet you're backed by fossil fuel,
Mm-hmm.
big oil.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
Exactly.
And it's one of those, that is a good question.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to not always saying the honest thing, but just saying what you think your audience wants to hear is what is the cause of most political
Well,
is what they call flip flops, but lies.
it, politicians say lie for a living.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
I'm not being mean when I say that. It is just the truth.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, think about this. Both Hillary and Kamala have been shown to use different vocal ways of delivering their message to different audiences.
oh yeah,
And now it doesn't work in the modern age where it doesn't matter where you're talking, the feed goes out to everyone.
Yep.
But being the same person no matter where you are is the right decision, whether it's political or just real life.
oh exactly,
Like,
exactly.
I just think being genuine is the right choice.
And there are so many different ways that we can show this movie to how it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it came out in 2006, we're living in 2024. that just kind of shows, things really don't change when it comes to politics.
Yeah, that's
Because I wouldn't say that the movie itself was ahead of its time.
mm-hmm.
With the digital computing, counting the votes that way, that was starting to come out then.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say that they were looking into the future at all.
Right.
It was more of, hey, this is what's going on now, and we're still kind of stuck in that, hey, this is what's going on now.
Exactly.
Just little minor tweaks.
Yeah, and so one thing that I think was intriguing was when the computer said that Tom Dobbs won the election, and the Secret Service guy showed up,
And he was just like,
yeah, it was just the comedian's like, I bet you never thought you'd be doing this, and he's just so serious about it, but he also kind of gives it away, like, yeah, who would have thought
he's just like,
you'd be the one.
I didn't see this coming a mile away.
Yeah, I really like that delivery, because the actor in the role is so good at that seriousness. I liked his work in the TV show Grimm. He was the police captain.
I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. Do you watch Supernatural?
Yeah.
It's that, but with cops.
Okay, that would be fun.
I'm oversimplifying it, but it's generally Supernatural with cops.
Because Supernatural, you have the Kansas shtick
Mm-hmm.
in it always. But
this is happening in Seattle, I think. But,
okay.
This is totally off topic, but I'll just be quick about it.
Us going off topic? Never.
The lead guy is in a lineage of Grim Reapers.
Okay.
The Grim Reapers are people who, they're not what you think it is. They're not here to collect the dead and take them to the beyond, but they keep these fairy tale monster creatures from killing humans.
Okay.
And the main guy doesn't even know that he's a Grimm until his aunt dies, and then I guess it's kind of inherited-ish. I don't know. It's complicated, but his captain is this demon dude, and
okay,
there's all kinds of interesting stuff happening. It gets a little weird in season 3, season 4, but they clean it up in 5, and you have a nice finish. So I'm like, all right, it was worth it, or whatever.
So a really nice arc.
Yes, yeah. So it's good. It's good. It's I'm confused. Okay, we're good again.
It's just all right, this is awesome. What the hell's going on? Okay, now, okay, still. Oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's worth it, especially in the. I almost exclusively. It's weird. So I almost exclusively watched Grimm around the Halloween time, pre-Halloween, or pre-October, during October, maybe a little after. I was the same way with X-Files. I'll always pop that on about.
Oh yeah.
Halloweenish. I don't know. I always just segment viewings around the season.
I kind of do the same thing with it, especially with movies. It's all right, what am I in the mood for? Well, it's kind of summertime. Wife is a huge horror fan, and I'm like, all right, well, let's throw on a camp slasher.
There you go. Yeah.
It's warm out. Summertime camp slasher. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's no different than how that this movie is being reviewed / the movie review is being released the day before the election. Make it make sense,
Oh yeah.
So, Yeah, I just thought Tom Dobbs was
His character,
yeah yeah I just thought he was uh, a very genuine fella, especially when he found out that he thought the girl that he was into was a drug addict. He was like, "Oh, we'll get you help. It's cool."
yeah,
Whereas in some cases you might be like, "Oh, stay away," but no, he was a good, upstanding dude. And he's like, "Hey, we can we can get you good, and we can keep making this happen."
yeah. And see, look, I actually put down
Oh, I like
some
that.
notes.
That's good.
Yeah, a few of the scenes that I was kind of like, on
Mm-hmm.
was when Robin Williams' character and Laura Linney's character finally meet. The FBI awkwardness.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, this hurts.
Yeah,
Like
I do agree that it was awkward, but I thought that he was good enough to make it passable, because it's like he knows that she's lying. She doesn't know that he knows, and then when it gets revealed, it's like, oh, it's cool. You're hot, so I'll let it go.
When I mean that it's awkward, it's just like, oh, they're doing it so well that you just can't help but feel awkward for her.
Yes, for sure.
And it's just right after, it's just like, all right, we're gonna go dance. Just like, yeah, the Secret Service already vetted you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, oh.
Which, in 2024, we know probably wouldn't be the case.
No.
They were just gonna be like, oh, I was taking a nap. Oh, I was supposed to work? Crap, my bad.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen now. I did kind of like the little mini thriller-esque that it had in it.
Absolutely.
I was kind of like, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, when they did the car accident scene, I was like, oh, are they gonna kill her off? Because that'd be a nice little twist.
That would be a really good twist. Like, that's what I was thinking. I went, oh, it's gonna be a good twist.
Yeah.
No?
But I was still okay with her living. Again, I thought it was very approachable in the fact that nothing exceedingly terrible happened. So
yeah.
The SNL scene where
that was pretty good.
Well, what it did though to me was it gave SNL more cachet than I think it really has nowadays. I just don't really think it has that same impact in 2024 as it does. If there was a big announcement on SNL in 2024, I'd be like, oh really? Oh, I guess they put the clip out on YouTube. Not, we gotta tune in tonight.
That's one of those. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I would see political commentators, now dropping bombshells like that instead of SNL.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. I bet you're right. That'd be the more likely location.
Because you have I'm trying to think of his name now. He Last Week News Tonight or something like that.
John Oliver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Last Week Tonight, I think is what it's called. I don't know. It's John Oliver's show. The end.
Yeah.
I'll pop up the picture, whatever the exact title is.
But then, I could see something going on there, or of course, The Daily Show.
Mm-hmm. That style of thing is where the eyeballs are more than
SNL.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a totally good 4 out of 5 movie. Like the jokes hit, the serious was serious enough. Like Jack, Christopher Walken's character, being hospitalized with his emphysema. Yeah. I thought that was important, and it showed Tom's caring nature, because even during election day, he wasn't out trying to be about his ego, but he was there caring about his friend.
Oh yeah, and it was his other people, I don't know what to call them, advisors,
sure,
if you will.
Yeah, that feels right.
They were like, hey, do you want us to go with you? You're just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, like I said, he just feels like a genuine person who cares.
Yeah, he wanted to be there for his friend, and it wasn't necessarily a manager star type situation. It was, hey, you're my friend.
Exactly.
We've known each other for so long.
And that's the funny thing about Jack is, like, he kept keeping it professional, saying, "Oh, I'm the first ever manager of a president."
Yeah.
When in Tom's mind, it is more about the friendship than it is the business relationship,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's a fun contrast, the way that they went back and forth with.
Oh yeah. We could probably sit here and nitpick it for about
Oh, yeah.
as long as the movie ran.
Exactly, but I don't know. To me, there's no. I didn't feel that anything was like offensive or
No.
jarring to where that it's worth a nitpick. It was just like it was fun, and sometimes fun is what I'm out for.
I mean, my only, I guess, critique on it would have been like the rom-com felt pushed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that
I think
felt
if
like
you-
that it was.
If you get a little less of the trying to get a relationship out of this, it would have trimmed it down and made it move more brisk. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
The rom-com style, I was just like, it just doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, it also wasn't necessary for the
No.
overarching storyline.
Mm-mm.
So, what did you go with in the end?
So it took me a while. I was just like, did I like this movie?
Yeah, it's good.
And I spent probably a solid 5-6 days, just thinking about it, going, well, I like this, but I didn't like that. I like this, but that one, like, okay, how was the camera work? How was dialogue? How relatable did the characters feel? And all in all, the pros outweighed the cons a whole lot in this movie.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I'm confident giving it 4 to 4.5 stars.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's something that I just it's invaluable. If a comedy's funny, then you did your job.
Yeah, if all your jokes hit, you did extremely well.
Absolutely. I can think of one more off the top of my head movie to do when it comes to political season. It's called Swing Vote.
Oh, I remember that.
Starring Kevin Costner.
Yep.
Because we'd already done The Campaign before another election season, starring Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis for the channel. But yeah, this is definitely something that I'll keep running. I mean, as long as the world keeps running.
Well, it should.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not we are here, the world's going to keep spinning and going around.
Right. I mean, there are big things happening tomorrow, and so long as everything stays operational, then I'll do more political movies when November rolls around.
People have to realize you got to keep a level head.
Oh, I agree.
You have to.
I agree, but so in the year of 2020, my job was very
stressful.
Oh, I'm gonna say concerned about a certain victory.
Yeah.
But as soon as it went the other way, nobody threw any fits. Nothing was broken or.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. And so I don't know. There's just a part of me that feels a bit of tension.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's concern for nothing and that everything goes smoothly. But there's definitely a part of me that's like, man, if people don't get what they want, they might.
Well, it's
throw a
also
fit.
trepidation of the unknown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the only person that you can control is yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's always good to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But hope for the best.
Yes.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
I think that's a great way to finish.
All
I
right.
thank you for joining me,
Oh,
sir.
not a problem.
And maybe Corey can join us next time if work does not get in his way.
Right.
But yeah, check out the Cracked Skull podcast with Tony and Corey. If I can figure it out, I'll put a link to their channel in the description.
Oh, and I'm keeping the tradition alive. I'm drinking something while doing this. Go figure.
Are you going to drink it all, though?
Probably not. It's kind of high proof.
Okay. But what is it called when you drink it all?
Oh, if I do it all at once, it's called an Oz.
There we go.
Now, too much to do an Oz on this one. So I'll just sip on it for a little bit longer, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.